been a long time in this rain delay. I did not expect us to start in a rain delay today, but here we are, finally dry as it stands, and we're ready for some baseball. The 1-0 in there for a strike at 83. We are underway once again. Game 1 of a makeshift doubleheader today, starting about a half hour later. 1-1, fouls it away. 1-2 the count. Westcott struck out his last batter. That was Marcos Gonzalez. That tied him for the all-time Frontier League strikeout record. One more K will put him over it. And again, there's not as much excitement with this because he's going back and forth. But either way, anytime you capture a record, it's always good. 1-2. Swing and a miss into the glove. History for Zach Westcott has the record once again. And a clean 1-2-3 inning in the top of the second. Just a little over 18 hours since we last saw that last out. Heading to the bottom of 2, scoreless at Thomas More Stadium. When we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. Bottom half of the second inning always brings us our Thomas More scoreboard, presented by Thomas More University. Always a scoreboard partner. Thomas More University there. You'll be able to take your life and your career as far as you want it to go. Apply or donate today at thomasmore.edu. It'll not be Ryan Wiltsey in this game for Evansville. Zach Westcott was the one that wanted to, keep going for Florence. Ryan Wiltsey will be done for today. They're going to go to their scheduled starter for Saturday. It's going to be the right-handed pitcher, Garrett Simpson. So Garrett Simpson on the mound. Garrett Broussard, Tyler Shaneyfelt, and Dylan Baker, 6, 7, 8 due up for Florence.
Yeah, I don't hate this move. You give yourself a little bit of advantage, just the fact that your starter and one of your best pitchers in the rotation does not have to face the top of the lineup again. So you feel like if you have the advantage in one of those games, then you might as well take it.
Garrett against Garrett. Garrett Simpson, now the pitcher for the Evansville Otters. Sideways windup, third base side of the rubber. First pitch to Broussard is in there for a strike at 89, bottom of the zone. Here's the 0-1. Misses outside. Garrett Simpson out of Mount Washington, Kentucky. Shocked we didn't get this guy. Went to Wright State, went to Eastern Kentucky. Started with Tri-City in 2025, then moved over to Evansville. So he's returning for his second season. 2-1 the count. So far on this year, 7 starts, a 4-1 record, 4.58 ERA, 35 1/3 innings pitched. He's picked up 7 walks and 21 Ks. Not a high strikeout guy, but also a low walk guy. Broussard punches it out, shallow right field, dropping quickly. Lynn Scott is coming in. It's going to be called off by the second baseman, Jones, who makes the over-the-shoulder grab for out number 1.
It was an interesting start for Wiltsey. He lost command early. A couple of walks in the first 3 batters he faced in the first inning yesterday. But some weak contact to get out of it.
It is Tyler Shaneyfelt in the 7th slot here. First pitch in there for a strike. First time Shaneyfelt has been hitting this low this season. Florence just trying to get him back into the lineup. He was absent in the only 2 games at Gateway. Slated to start that 3rd game. Obviously was rained out. Then he started yesterday. Gets rained out again. So it's been quite a bit since Shaneyfelt has picked up the bat in an actual game. That one's fouled away, 0-2 the count.
And we talked about it. That second base spot is really up for grabs at this point. Brett Blomquist getting a lot of starts there because of how great his bat's been. But it's going to be very hard to keep Schoenfeld out of the lineup.
No, I mean, it's a guy that Florence picked up midway through last year, a little bit more than midway, actually, and hit 300 for them, obviously, breaking their single-season stolen base record. 0-2 fouls it away and stays alive. Still hitting, respectable 250 entering this series. 15 RBIs for Schoenfeld on the season. Winds the 0-2. Fastball misses inside. Simpson, the right-handed pitcher. 6 foot, $185, 25 years of age. Mount Washington, Kentucky. Is that near?
It's pretty close.
Wow. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Bottom of the zone. Picks up a strikeout. It's the first K of the day for Evansville pitching. 2 away here at the bottom of the second. We know Florence likes theirs. Some of their players close by. Wonder if at any point we had an eye on Simpson.
I got Mount Washington 21 minutes away.
Really?
Yep.
So this could be a home game for him. In fact, I see an Evansville Otters hat in the crowd. It's probably his parents. They didn't have to pay for those tickets today.
Nope. Open gates, but
Yep.
not treated as a typical home game. No concessions.
Yeah, just dress like a seat.
Team store's open.
Team store's open, and the broadcast booth is open.
Always. Press bucket is never closed.
We will have fans for our night game, Margaritaville night. At least we hope. Wind the 2-0. That one's punched out towards center field. Ponder can't get it. One hops him and goes all the way to the wall. Dylan Baker is going to start motoring on his way to second. He's going to turn and burn 4-3. The throw comes in from Ponder, but it's not in time. That'll be a single with a two-base error for Dylan Baker. Florence with a runner at third, 90 feet away and 2 outs.
Yeah, that ball just took a hop that Ponder obviously was not expecting. A little lackadaisical coming in on that ball, too.
And if anyone has experience on those balls, it would be John Ponder, who had a similar thing on the Inside the Park Grand Slam from Tyler Schoenfeld.
Yeah.
However, Schoenfeld's one did not touch his glove. That one clearly just a misplay, touches his glove and gets away. So that'll be a base hit with a 2-bag error, E8 on that. Kyle Harbison at the plate with an 0-1 count on him. Florence trying to get on the board. Off speed, misses upstairs. Left side of the infield pushed way back. Actually, pretty much everyone playing deep on this turf. 1-1. Skied foul. Second baseman Jones out on the outfield tread. Shortstop Salvaggio on the tread.
Ponder's the only one that doesn't seem like he's playing too deep from his position.
1-2. Fastball inside, no good. 2-2 the count. 2 away with a runner on third. Simpson working from the stretch, third base side of the rubber. Closed off stance, kick the 2-2. Harbison skies one out towards right field. Linscott on the run towards the wall with room. He makes the grab to end the inning. Florence gets a base hit and strands a runner at third. Heading to the top of the third, it's time for Tettemer Trivia when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. Top half of the third inning always brought to you by the Roar Agency, located in all 50 states across the nation. Feel the Roar difference with Roar Insurance. Visit us today at roarins.com. Zach Westcott out for another inning of work. 2-0 the count to the lefty Cohen Wilbanks. 8-9 top two up for Evansville. Top half of the third always brings us our Tettemer trivia. The way it works, I read a question. Top half of the third, give you guys the answer in the bottom half. You have the opportunity to play along. Head on over to Twitter. Question is live. It's rtettemer9 and Florence_Yalls. You can comment your guess in the comment section. I will shout you out here on the broadcast. That one's popped up behind home plate and out of play. Ben, it's been a while for your last Tettemer trivia.
It has. It has. I'm ready to get back into the swing of things.
Did you see any on the road that you thought you could have got?
No, I didn't pay attention. I wasn't paying attention to the Tettemer trivias on the road.
Paying attention to the game, though, is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Well, this one is a fun one. Good thing is, we have two games today. I got two great ones in the chamber for us. That one's popped up again. Third base side, but out of play. Full count, nobody out, nobody on. Here in the top half of the third inning, Florence Yalls against the Evansville Otters on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Rory Tettemer alongside Ben Howard. Westcott winds, payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Curveball that fell off the table. Third K in a row for Westcott. Now with a little bit of a stat pad on that Frontier League all-time strikeout record.
Put it at a reach for Gunnar Kynes' next start.
Brings up the bottom of the order, TJ Salvaggio. Let's get to our question of the day. Cam Schittlers, the 2.25 career ERA, third lowest ERA by any MLB pitcher in their first 30 career starts since 1913. What two pitchers are ahead of him? Again, Cam Schlittler's 2.25 career ERA is the third lowest ERA by any MLB pitcher in their first 30 career starts since 1913. What two pitchers are ahead of him? Both post-2010. So looking for two pitchers post-2010 that just had amazing starts for their career with low ERAs. Not just, wins, strikeouts, but low ERAs.
When you talk about dominance early in their careers, there is one name that comes to mind post-2010.
1-2 rope down the left field line, but foul into the Yalls bullpen.
We'll go with Jacob deGrom, I think is just the gut feeling and the first name that comes to my mind. So you're saying both of their first 30 starts came post-2010?
Post-2010.
Okay.
Jacob deGrom, obviously, with a couple amazing seasons with low ERAs for his, early in his career with the Mets.
What was that Schlittler ERA?
2.25.
That's crazy.
That one's fouled away off the leg of Salvaggio.
And
Count
it's
stays
30
1-2.
starts?
30 starts. It's the third lowest by any MLB pitcher in their first 30 career starts since 1913.
I don't think Skeens had 30 before this year, and I think his ERA or this year has boosted his career ERA a little bit.
That's a good point. You don't think he had 30 in a Cy Young season?
He was hurt for a little bit.
That was his second year, though. 1-2 misses inside.
Yeah, but he came in. Did he come into the start or the middle of that first year? I guess he might have had 30 before then.
That one runs inside and hits Salvaggio. Moves on over to first on a hit by pitch. That's the second hit by pitch by Westcott today.
It's only two base runners
not today in this game.
Yeah. It's only two base runners that have reached. That one was a fastball that ran in the first curve.
Whew, that one runs inside and also hits John Ponder. That one certainly a lot less. I mean, maybe the shirt or something.
It was close.
I mean, it went off the glove of Harbison. Now runners first and second. 3 hit by pitches in the outing so far for Westcott. Those are his only blemishes. 1 away, 2 on. Now for Amani Jones, who popped out to shortstop. Deputy Commissioner Matt Shepardson also tuning in. He says the all-time hit-by-pitch leaders, also Zach Westcott. Some of these ones you just end up having because you've thrown for so long.
You don't have to say it on air.
That one misses outside.
It's the first time Westcott's had to deal with a little bit of traffic on the base paths. And the toughest part of the lineup, too. We talked about his issues often coming after the first inning, but not necessarily the second time through the order. A lot of times it's just the bottom of the first time through the order and a first versus second inning thing for him.
I mean, tip of the cap to Westcott regardless. To come out and throw again the next day after getting hot, especially when, you know, he was supposed to throw the last time out against Joliet. You know, it's like he's been waiting a little bit. Sorry, against Gateway, not Joliet.
Right, Thursday.
Yeah. Like, I don't think he got hot for that Gateway game. Was debating stretching around, but no, like, throwing or in the bullpen.
Yeah.
2-0, ground ball right side, gloved by Zeisler. He'll just run over to first. That's his only play for out number 2. Hard hit ball, 101, and a nice play over at first base for Hank Zeisler.
That's a great play by Zeisler, and a little bit of frustration, too, there for Jones. That could have been a couple of runs, you know.
Moves runners second and third.
And I like the mature decision, the veteran decision to just go to first base. I think that there's an argument there that some first basemen would have tried to go to, or at least get the lead runner over at second, but there's just so many things that can go wrong.
First pitch to Dennis Pierce. Skies one out towards center field. Shaney Felt working a little bit back, has some room in front of the warning track, makes the grab to end the inning. Runner second and third from Zach Westcott. We head to the bottom of the third. Get your guesses in for Tettemer Trivia when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Bottom half of the third inning. Jackson Tucker will lead things off. It's the top of the order for Florence. Tucker, Blomquist, and Zeisler. Scoreless ball game at Thomas More Stadium. Continuation from yesterday's suspended game. As Tucker skies one down the right field line. Foul ball. 0-2 the count. He flied out to left field yesterday. Our Tettemer Trivia question of the day. Cam Schlittler's 2.25 career ERA is the third lowest ERA by any MLB pitcher in their first 30 career starts since 1913. What two pitchers are ahead of him, both post-2010?
The fact that I have a couple of thoughts here.
0-2 misses outside on a slider.
And this is where I just way overthink these kind of questions. The fact that Skeens definitely did have more than 30 starts coming into this season, and that was kind of a brain fart by me, makes me want to pick him.
1-2
Because I feel
missing
like
inside.
he just broke so many records in the first, X starts, first however many starts. You heard about every record he broke. But if the question is post-2010, is that to trip us up a little bit, or is there really one? I guess DeGrom's didn't debut too long after 2010.
2-2 misses outside.
DeGrom and Skeens feels like the safe pick. I'm definitely going DeGrom.
Definitely going to Grom.
Yeah.
Payoff pitch. Ooh, off speed. Connects at the top of the zone. 26.96 on the spin rate. Backwards K for Garrett Simpson. That's his second of the day. Starts off the third with an out. Brings up Brett Blomquist. Walked his last time up.
Good location on track, man. He has a really good pitch. Starts way above the zone and just drops in there.
First pitch to Blomquist misses outside. Anthers today hitting .351.
With one out, got to lock in the answers. I'll say DeGrom and Skeens.
DeGrom and Skeens. You're going to be like a few others that have said DeGrom and Skeens. Anything from the analytics crew? DeGrom and Skeens. Okay, so the analytics crew from the Y'all says DeGrom and Skeens. Rich Tettemer says DeGrom and Skeens. Zach Jury chiming in said Skeens and Kershaw. That one's in there for a strike. 1-2 the count.
Kershaw might have debuted before 2010.
Carter Cousins says DeGrom and Strasburg. 1-2. Ooh, called strike 3. Fastball dots up the inner half. That one's in there. 3 Ks back-to-back here in the third.
Yeah, Simpson's working with a little bit of swagger now, too, starting to feel himself. You could tell by his pace, working quicker, too.
So we do have a correct answer in the chat. Not both of them, but we have a correct answer in the chat.
So nobody got both, you're saying?
Nobody got both. Third place, Cam Schlittler's 2.25. Hangs ice or skies one foul down the left field line. Second place is Paul Skeens with a 2.15 in his first 30 career starts. But first place, that nobody got, and he also didn't throw too many seasons, unfortunately.
Tim Lincecum?
The late Jose Fernandez. Started off with a rocket start to his career. First 30 starts, 2.09 ERA for Jose Fernandez. How about that?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Again, the tragic death of Fernandez that sent that Marlins team into a rebuild.
Yeah.
They had no pitching behind them. Had the offense. No pitching. Reminds me of a team. 0-2. Misses upstairs. 1-2 the count. 2 away. But Jose Fernandez, I couldn't even believe that when I saw it.
2.09.
That is an incredible start to your career. And what was going to be a promising one for Fernandez. Ground ball 2 hopper over towards the first baseman. Running it over is Pierce to end the third inning. We're still scoreless at Thomas More Stadium, heading to the fourth when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN.
Scoreless head to the fourth. Florence at Evansville, game 1 of 3. First of a makeshift double header today. We resumed at the top of the second. Zach Westcott back out to the mound for his fourth inning of work. Faces the middle third of this Evansville lineup, and the first base hit for Evansville today. LG Castillo lines one back up the middle, a leadoff single. The first leadoff base runner to reach for the Otters today.
Ben, it's the first play-by-play action for you in quite some time.
Quite some time. All the way back.
Any broadcasting out in St. Martin?
No broadcasting
No
out.
No broadcasting out there?
Decided to relax my voice a little bit. Didn't talk to my family much. Just laid out in the sun. No
Just
talking.
there in spirit. Need another drink.
Got a little hot tea to keep the voice healthy.
Are you a hot tea guy?
No. Well, actually, in the context of I need to save my voice, absolutely yes. I've done it a couple times, and it really works.
Wow.
1-1 count. One to the zone, one outside of Blake Robertson, the Evansville designated hitter. Couple of the playoff games was in, kind of shaky weather. You traveled back and forth between cold Bloomington and down south for some of the playoff games of football earlier this year. Westcott misses outside.
And he needed some hot tea.
I needed some hot tea. I woke up the day of the national championship, and I didn't. My voice was not 100%. I was freaking out. Just freaking out.
So hot tea in Miami.
Yep.
Wow.
Westcott dancing around the zone, misses again. Gives Robertson a 3-1 count. With Castillo standing over at first base. Decent runner.
How about that Jose Fernandez?
That's a good question. I like that. And that's someone I'd forgot about for a while. Swing and a miss. Counts now full for Westcott. He's already got 3 strikeouts today.
He had only thrown in 4 seasons. All of those seasons, he was a sub-3 ERA.
I had a Jose Fernandez jersey.
Really?
Yep. Payoff pitch. Called. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Beautiful spot from Westcott. Hitters have been given a bigger zone today. That's number 4 for him now.
How about this, though? Ended up with a 209. He had a 219 across his first season, 28 starts. So then his next 2 to start 2014 must have just been dominant.
It's like 16 combined scoreless.
Yeah.
Down the middle, caught for a strike, Marcos Gonzalez. Play at third base, hitting 6th for Evansville today. This one's lined hard through the left side of the infield. That's another base hit, second of the inning for Evansville. Couple on the base paths at back-to-back innings. Top of the fourth, one out. And at the bottom of the third, coming up for the Otters.
Is there a way to see game log of 2014? Gotta be, right?
Computers nowadays, there's got to be.
Yeah, he went 6 innings, 1 run, 9 Ks, March 31st. And then 6 2/3, no runs, 8 Ks against the Padres on April 5th.
It's pretty good.
And the Phillies racked him up. 4 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs.
You remember that game?
I don't. Also, the 2014 Phillies were just brutal, so that's shocking.
Couple of staple Westcott curveballs, both late of the zone. 0-2 count here on Sam Linscott, 0 for 1. One of the 4 strikeout victims of Westcott's today.
Talk about bounce back, though, and then went 7 shutout with 10 Ks.
This one's grounded to the right side on a knee. Blomquist has to turn, throw to first. It is not in time. A little extra slip over there right in the outfield turf for Blomquist after he went down to get it. Looks like he would have had a play, but that extra turn.
Yeah.
Maybe you're dealing with the wet turf a little bit, and that's going to be an infield single for Linscott.
Yeah, just could not get back up to the legs. Had to contort his body to get that throw off. It's amazing that actually was still online.
Yeah. So Evansville threatening to strike first with him loaded and just 1 out in the 4th. First pitch swinging, a foul ball for Cohen Wilbanks. This is the guy for Evansville that you would like to, it's just one of those guys you would make sure you want to get out. The only guy in the Evansville lineup hitting under the Mendoza line. He's hitting just 143 on the season. Gonna hit one into left. This will at least do the job. It's still sending Tucker back in. That ball's gone. Wilbanks goes yard. It's a grand slam, and Evansville has opened it up 4-0. Striking first and getting some insurance to the top of the fourth here on Westcott. That is Wilbanks' first home run of the season.
Yeah, that's just a brutal one to have.
Westcott just left I think it was a fastball top of the zone. Wilbanks just turned on it.
76. Probably more of a changeup or something.
Curveball changeup area. Still one out of the inning. It's now 4-0 Evansville. Wilbanks comes into the game with a decent amount of plate appearances and ABs. No home runs, just 1 RBI. Now he's got a home run at 5 ribbies. 2-0 count here on Salvaggio. He's going to hit one hard into right. This one more playable for Bobo, who looks like he misread it at first. Falls back into the wall, but does make the play for the second out.
Definitely a misread there from Bobo. Was coming in and then had to contort his body back. Thankfully, he was still able to make the grab for out 2. And we've seen it here from Westcott. You know, what we've said, you know, entering the ball game. Second time through, third time through, that's when, you know, they really start to see him.
Here is the third time through the lineup now when John Ponders 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch today. Way out in front of the breaking ball, 0-2. Ponder had a misplayed center field, and Florence has put base runners on in this game, both yesterday and today, but still nothing across for him.
Florence will send Chase Hopewell to the bullpen.
1-2. Grounder up the middle, past Dylan Baker. Made a nice attempt, and I think it grazed his glove, but it'll get it to center. And that is the fifth base hit of the inning for Evansville. Started to figure Westcott a little bit out here in the fourth inning.
Bunch of singles and just the homer.
Again, you think about it a little differently if Blomquist is able to make that play over at second. It's just a 3-run home run, and then that fly out gets you out of the inning after the home run. Fastball outside to Amani Jones. I don't know what it is about that 3 runs, just feels a little different than a 4-run game, but Florence has come back from much more than that this season. Tipped into the mitt. Now Jones down 1-2. Jones spent a lot of different time in the different MLB independent leagues. Comes over from the Staten Island Ferries. This one's killed up the middle. That is the 6th hit of the inning. Just another single at station to station as Ponder stops at second. All 9 batters will hit in the inning for Evansville with Dennis Pierce coming up. Out comes Toby Hall, too, to have a conversation with Westcott. Could this be when they make the move to Hopewell?
If there's a guy that you wanted to get warm extremely fast, it wouldn't be Hopewell. Usually takes a while to get warm. I've seen him have some long bullpens before being ready. And I think if anything you want, you know, if there's any time you want Hopewell is to be warm. You don't want to put him in a situation where he's cold. You also don't want to put him in a situation where, hey, I need an out right away with the bases loaded. So it's an interesting spot here for manager Toby Hall.
Westcott started to look like vintage Westcott for a few batters in a row there. He struck out 3 in a row from the second going into the third inning. He'll stay in this one with a couple on and 2 outs in this top of the fourth. Already 4 across to the inning for Evansville at a 4-0 lead. Ponder at second, Jones at first after back-to-back singles. And you got to deal with Dennis Pierce. 32 RBIs on the season. takes the first pitch down the middle of the zone. So the plan for this game originally, even going back to 2 days ago, it looked like this might be, skipping Westcott in the rotation, fastball up and away, and maybe saving him for Windy City, but a late decision yesterday to start Westcott and have Bargo not pushed to today, but have him come in as the first in relief. But weather has just changed everything.
I truthfully couldn't tell you Florence's plan with their rotation. Again, like you said, I was not expecting Westcott to start this actual game yesterday. It was supposed to be Bargo, and then you ask, it's always been Westcott when he got moved.
You certainly don't expect him to start again today.
Westcott was the spot starter, filling in for an injured Milburn at the time, and then it was an injured Villalobos. And then you move Bargo out, and now that's going to move Milburn out. Depends. Who are you skipping? Is it Milburn? Is it Lawson? You don't really know.
2-2 count with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. That one's tipped. And Harbison controls for the 3rd out. They leave a couple on, but Evansville strikes first. They clear the bases. A grand slam on the first home run of the season for Cohen Wilbanks. Evansville up by 4 going to the bottom of the 4th. Frontier League Network powered by HTM. Bottom 4, Florence will hit for the first time with a deficit, trailing by 4 in the middle 3rd of their lineup. Bobo Richardson and Garrett Broussard to hit against Garrett Simpson. Silver lining for Florence a little bit, just ways to think about this is Evansville really went all out for this game, putting in their starter, who was supposed to start game 2 of the series, starting him today. So they've technically in this game used both Wiltsey and Simpson. I'm not sure what their plan is tonight. Jam shot, shallow center, Ponder long run. He's got it, tailing towards left for the out. But because you have the possibility to use Bargo tonight for Florence, you kind of look at it like this might be a bullpen game for Evansville a little bit. Florence gets one of their starters who has had a couple of good starts, a really nice start on that long road stretch. Throws in on Zaid for the first pitch. It's 1-0. Richardson popped to first his first time up. That came yesterday as the final out. Has stranded a couple of runners in the first inning. That was on Wiltsey again, so this is the first time he'll face Simpson in a 1-1 count. Simpson comes into this start with a 4-1 win-loss record. He's been one of Evansville's best pitchers on the season. Sub-5 ERA, 4.58. Richardson gets a piece. It's an Evansville pitching staff that's been one of the best in the league again. Only one of 3 pitching staffs in the league at 18 that has a sub-5 team ERA. And you see it with both Wiltsey and Simpson having a sub-5 ERA, the 2 starters in the first couple of games. The listed 3rd starter for tomorrow is Encarnacion. He's got a 6.3 ERA. Added to the rotation about halfway through this season so far, only 28 innings pitched. Richardson hits one high in the air, but in front of the track, settling under it in right is Linscott for the second out. It's now 6 straight retired for Simpson, going all the way back to Kyle Harbison, now the top 5 spots of the lineup. Garrett Broussard was the first batter that Simpson saw today. He popped to second. And a 4-0 Florence deficit. First pitch swinging, out to right, long run for Linscott. He's sprinting over towards the line. It bounces foul up into the kids zone where there are no kids today. Not the typical game day atmosphere. Gates are open. Don't have to pay for a ticket, but Florence, no, not treating it like a normal game. No concessions open. No in-game experiences, promotions. Goes fastball back inside, and if it's up 1-1. Well, if it is going to be a kind of a bullpen game for Evansville, not only Florence trying to get some runs on the board to stay in the game as Broussard punches one opposite way for a base hit into right. It also, love for Simpson to not go too deep into this game where they could save some of their bullpen for tonight. You can make it really tough on them if you get Simpson out of the game a little earlier, which they've done a really good job of against teams, even when they're facing, opponents' better starters. Broussard breaks a 6 straight retired streak for Simpson, and now Schoenefeldt's got an opportunity with 2 outs. That was the first pitch back. Schoenefeldt playing center today. Shades to earlier in the season where he started opening day as the center fielder. And Keenan Taylor playing second for much of the beginning of the season. Didn't quite work out here at Florence, but he is mashing over at Sussex County. Schoenefeldt squares down a bunt, fouled back. I think it's 1,100 plus OPS. He's hitting over 300. He's got 6 bombs over there. Plus his 1 here in Florence, so that's 7 on the year. And he missed a little bit of time in between going from Florence to Sussex. So with his departure, it was Schoenefeldt taking most of the time at his natural position, second base. But Blomqvist is making that a conversation. Schoenefeldt in the 0-2 hole. Simpson stares him down. Schoenefeldt, defensive swing, fouls it off again. Florence 2-4 against Evansville on the year. Going back to the opening weekend of the season where they were swept in Evansville. Schoenefeldt hits one high down to right. Linscott going back. He's at the wall. That ball's gone. A Schoenefeldt smash. His first out of the park home run of the season. And Florence cuts the deficit in half. It's 4-2.
Wow. 93 off the bat, 363 on the distance. Congratulations, Tyler Schoenefeldt.
He had a decent amount in college at Northern Kentucky. He's got the ability to leave the yard, and he got his pitch.
Off speed, low and in. How about it?
Florence right back into this game. They trail by 2 with a first pitch liner right into the glove of Salvaggio at short. It gets him out of the inning, but 2 outs, or a 2-out base hit by Broussard keeps to get it going. It's Shadyfeld's first out of the Parker of the year. 4-2 going to the fifth. It's an Evansville lead on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken pitching change for Florence. With a new wing coming into the game, you can pick up the best wings in the tri-state area at Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. It's Chase Hopewell, the first out of the bullpen for Florence. Has been shaky in his last few appearances. They will ask a lot of him. Comes into this with a ERA in the double figures, 11.57. Last time out was against Gateway. He gave up 4 earned runs without recording a full inning. Before that, though, a scoreless inning against Joliet.
I will say this does play a little bit off of their plan originally sending Zach Westcott to the bullpen. They said, you're going to follow Chase Hopewell and you're going to get some innings done. Now it's Chase Hopewell in the reverse slot following Westcott. Should be, as long as he's throwing strikes, a big-time change in the fastball department. It's going to be about 84 up to 94. About a 10-mile-per-hour difference.
It's LJ Castillo to start things off as the middle third. Castillo, Robertson, Gonzalez, the first 3 Hopewell will face. So Westcott crafty enough, even going back to yesterday where he got the start an inning and 2/3. Starts again today in the resumed game. Crafty enough through the first 3 innings. They tag him in the 4th for a total of 6 base hits, 4 earned come in on a grand slam, and just hard contact on him. Once they saw him well, they say, all right, you saw the 84 well, are you going to see this 94 well, or this 84 off speed now coming in from Hopewell. And Castillo here is a 1-2 count. Hopewell taking his time on the 1-2. Misses outside.
I think that's all off speeds right now from Hopewell. It's 4 pitches, all off speeds from Hopewell. You got to assume 96, if he paints it right, is going to spook Ponder here.
We have seen
Castillo.
varying confidence in his fastball for Hopewell in his appearances this year. 2-2, check swing, called strike 3. He went off speed again, 5 straight, and he got the K of LG Castillo.
The off speed from Hopewell has looked so much better from the start of the season to what we've seen now. Again, you mentioned a few rough outings his last couple times out. The off speed was still looking good, and how about that? It just going to all off speeds in an at bat certainly keeps someone off balance when they're hunting fastballs.
So at the start of the year, it was easy to point at for Hopewell. The issues have been with command, just too many walks. Recently, his fastball has just been getting hit really hard when opponents are able to time it up. Once they finally catch up to it, they've done some damage with it. Robertson, the Evansville DH, is ahead 1-0 here.
Ooh.
Did go around. No appeal, and Robertson saying, hey, at least an appeal. It is still Miguel Rivera Cruz behind home plate. Yesterday's umpiring crew, they all stay in the same spot. Rivera Cruz at home, Will Naleski at first, and Kyra Gach over at third. Off speed again, lands in the zone. That's the slowest one yet, 81. It's right down the middle, and Robertson's down 1-2. This is interesting.
This is shocking.
Yeah, we haven't seen this yet from Hopewell.
Not shocking the strengths, but shocking just all off speeds.
Yeah. 1-2, goes with it again. This time lands low, even 2-2.
That's a hair beneath the zone. That's another off speed, like painted there. Just a good hold from Robertson.
Again, the progression, the beginning of the season, and command was the issue. He did land his fastball. It worked really well, but now they're starting to catch up to him. Maybe he likes his off speed more. It's another breaking pitch, and it's foul back. Even 2-2 count on him. Pitched 4 times on the road trip. 12-game road stand. Here's the fastball. It misses low around full. That's the first one?
Yeah. 95 there, bottom of the zone. Well, a few feet beneath the zone, but.
I mean, yeah, there's 2 different ways to look at the difference between Hopewell and Westcott. Obviously, say a 10-mile-an-hour difference between fastball is a big thing. But also, if his off-speed is the same velocity as Westcott's fastball, that's almost harder to deal with. Same velocity, but just so much more movement. Robertson stays alive, starting to put together a pretty good at-bat as the 9th pitch of the AB is coming up with 1 out and nobody on. Evansville, the 2-run lead here in the 5th. Long look in and fires home the payoff. Missed inside for ball 4. $18 strikeouts to 17 walks for Hopewell coming into this game. Let's give it up 3 home runs too, but that ERA again not pretty. 22 earned runs and 16 2/3 innings pitched. Now you get Marcos Gonzalez with 1 on and 1 out. First pitch under 80 miles an hour today. It's misses upstairs for 79, and Toby Hall will come out and have a conversation with Hopewell. Brings the whole infield in.
Again, I'm interested in Florence's whole plan for this series. It seems like, it's obviously changed on them. I don't know if they're hunting Hopewell multiple innings here. You should have, an entirely clean bullpen.
There's nobody who shouldn't be available for today.
Yeah, including a starter. Whether you want it to be Bargo or Milburn. Both, Milburn was scheduled for today.
Bargo was originally scheduled for yesterday. But then when he didn't get the start, scheduled to come out of the bullpen. What you could do is go Bargo, push Milburn to tomorrow, then push Lawson, either skip Lawson or push him out till Tuesday.
Yeah. You should have Villalobos back by Tuesday, from everything I've heard.
Once you do get Villalobos back, that should move Westcott out of the kind of spot start, put him back into the bullpen. Throws one of the dirt after the mound meeting. It was a 1-0 count before the meeting, so 2-0 now on Gonzalez, who struck out and singled today. International signing to Cleveland all the way back in 2016. He made it all the way up to Double-A in the Cleveland organization. This one's hit hard, just over the glove of Dylan Baker. Might have grazed it. It'll get into left. A jog up to second for Robertson. And Gonzalez at first. 2 on now with 1 out in the 5th. Sounded like a little broken bat too, but it was hit hard enough for that. I don't think it was, but just had that weird sound off the lumber. Sam Linscott for the third time today. He's going to take the first pitch, hit it down the right field line. Brendan Bobo tailing towards the line, and he's got it right in front of the wall at the track. Robertson tags from second, and Gonzalez stays put at first on the corners. Hopewell now has two gone. But here's the man of the hour for Evansville. First home run of the season for Wilbanks, a grand slam over the left field wall. He hit it opposite way, and it was about as close to a no-doubter as you're going to get. After striking out in his first AB today. Fastball catches a piece. Florence has since bounced back. Tyler Schoenfeld responded with his first out of the park home run. In the bottom half of the inning, it scored 2. So Florence now trails by just a pair, with Evansville out hitting them today 7-3. 0-1 off speed. Good location down the middle of the zone. And he started Wilbanks off 0-2. Wilbanks not exactly expected to do a lot on the offensive side. Kind of a defensive specialist. Really good catcher for Evansville.
He's made Florence pay so far.
Yes. Out of the stretch, the 0-2. That was a fastball at 95. It missed low. The pitch that Wilbanks hit over the left field wall, it was some sort of changeup up in the zone, and pretty much in the middle, down the middle of the zone too. Turned on it in time, able to wait on it and hit it opposite field. 1-2 fastball low, back-to-back fastballs missed below the zone. Deuces are wild out, 2-2 count with 2 outs and 2 on. For the Evansville catcher. Hopewell trying to work a scoreless first inning of the appearance. Wilbanks stays alive.
Good, just a tick longer hold there from Hopewell. The runner on first, Gonzalez, was trying to read him and get a rolling jump. Hopewell with that tick longer hold held him at first.
Hopewell is someone who likes to change up his speed a little bit, change up his rhythm. See a lot of guys when they're in a rhythm work quickly. Hopewell almost never works too quick. Likes to hold a lot in the stretch. Gonzalez with the big lead over at first. Zeisler holding him on. Try 2-2 again. This one roped right into the glove of Zeisler. Just got it up off the ground, and Florence gets out of the top of the 5th. Couple on, but Hopewell with a scoreless 5th inning. Halfway home in this ball game. It's Evansville 4, Florence 2 on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTM. Simpson back out for his 5th inning of work after Florence got their first couple of runs on him at the bottom of the 4th. Hopewell in the top of the 5th. Marks a scoreless 5th inning with a couple on base. Now Florence get their 3rd time through the lineup after Harbison hits. It's 9-1-2. Harbison, Tucker, and Blomquist on game 1 of a 3-game series. Game 1 of a doubleheader here today on Saturday at Thomas More Stadium. Harbison fly to right with a runner on first at 2 outs, his first time up, and he takes the first pitch into right center. Ponder long run over, and he can't get there, and one hops the wall. We'll have to go track it down. Harbison will stop at second. One pitch, a lead-off double for Florence's catcher, who just keeps smashing. Talk about somebody who's had to take a little bit of the workload, too, with Zach Beadle nursing an injury.
Yeah, 99 off the bat, 371 on the distance. Preserving some energy, just jogging into second there.
Couple of Florence batters, maybe thought about 3. Guy at the plate, Tucker. Schoenfeld had the home run earlier, but Harbison will just stay put at second. Florence got a real opportunity with a man at scoring position and nobody out near the top. Here's Tucker. First pitch misses inside. Flied out to left yesterday, struck out looking today. And there's 2 at-bats in this game. That was part of back-to-back strikeouts looking that were in really good spots for Simpson. All the way back in the 3rd inning. Bunches the 1-1 foul. Simpson's got 3+ innings of work so far. Let's give it up just the 2 earned runs. On 3 base hits now after the Harbison double. Swing and a miss for Tucker. Came back inside on the slider, and Tucker just got a piece. 3 strikeouts for Simpson, too, at his 3+ innings of work. Simpson now working from the 3rd base side of the rubber. Out of the stretch, the 1-2. Skied shallow center. This could be played by Jones at second, and he will make the play on the back pedal from his second base position. That's one got it. It's a big one. It'll keep the runner put at second base. Tucker is now 0 for 3 in this game. Here comes Brett Blomquist. Blomquist now tied for second on this team. Who would have thought at the beginning of the year? A couple guys tied for second in home runs, 40 games in. Brett Blomquist and Dylan Baker with 8 apiece. Sprint by Dennis Pierce at first base to track it down to foul territory. It ends up in the kid zone where there is one kid. Won't have any competition out there.
Is he going to the we need to run the Once Upon a Child kids run.
That would be that'd be scary to be the only one. That's a lot of pressure. But yeah, there's a kid there. You got to do it. Oh, 1 pitch is low. Talked about the tough decision of who's going to play second. Blomquist can play a lot of different positions. We've seen him play both second and short and left field this season. And I think he would have started 3rd early in the year, the first week or so. Grounded, hard, right off the knee at short by Salvaggio. He's able to pick it up before it hits the ground. But no throw over to first. Blomquist has some wheels, 2 on here for Florence.
It was 105. But right at him.
It's tough. I would give it an error. I mean, 106, but again, just perfect position. That's about as close as it gets, but I do think that would be an error.
Yeah.
Because Eisler fouls one off. I'll call that, and he's 6 on Salvaggio. Salvaggio's now got 7 of them on the season. Marcos Gonzalez over at third base. He leads the Evansville team. He's tied for the league lead in errors with the 11 errors through 40 games on the season.
Huh. Those errors always brought to you by GP Editing.
Always. Eisler opposite way down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's gone, and it's fair! Hank goes yard, and Florence has their first lead of the game, a 3-run shot for the captain, Hank Zeisler. It's 5-4, y'alls.
Hank Zeisler, 350 on the distance, a little Oppo Taco blast. 7th on the season. Florence right back in this one.
Just tucks inside that right or left field pole. And again, it wasn't hit very hard. Only 96 miles an hour off the bat in a kind of an awkward launch angle. It looked like it was tailing foul, but just able to stay fair.
That will take Zach Westcott out of the decision here.
Check swing for Bobo. Did give up the 4 runs, but you love the resilience and the battle from him, at least to get the no decision. I think is pretty fair. 1 ball, 1 strike on Brendan Bobo. That's home run number 7 of the year for Hank Zeisler. And give him now, it's the first time in a while that it hasn't been Bobo, the team lead in RBIs with 43 on the season.
Well, we already know he got the RBI record. Home runs he's close to. That is home run number 40 in his professional career.
Bobo a little early on it.
That'll put him 6 away from tying the record and 7 from breaking it. Doubles, he's 9 away. I think it's easier to get a double than a home run. I would say that he breaks the doubles first, and then the home runs, and then the hits.
Awkward chopper in between her. Salvaggio charges and has no throw to first base. Bobo with the power, but he's got some speed too. Legs out an infield single after the 3-run shot.
Sneaky call for walks in there.
Well, we talked about the one we didn't know about at the beginning of the year was the triples.
Certainly off pace.
We're not.
Certainly
doesn't
off
look
pace.
like we're going to get it.
It does not have one yet. He's still, still just 7 away. He'd have to go on a great pace.
Here's Richardson, just 1 out. Fastball off the plate. Oh, I actually called a strike. Well, as it stands right now, one of those runs will be unearned, thanks to the error at short by Salvaggio. This ball called a strike. 0-2. Oh, and Richardson. All of a sudden, he's hitting 371 on the year.
Amazing. I love every bit of it.
Shows up and is just consistent, stays the same every single day. Talk about, feels like a walking 2 for 4. Check swing, way above the zone. He did go around. That's strikeout number 4 on the game for Simpson. How about another one of these, big innings where Florence scores? Started off by a Kyle Harbison double. When you get production from your catcher offensively out of the 9-hole, your offense is doing something right. Here's Garrett Broussard, who with 2 outs lined a single the opposite way last inning. That led to Tyler Schoenfeld coming up and hitting a home run. Broussard's 1 for 2 with a pop up the second after that single. And he's going to hit one this time out, a pull shot into left. That'll drop in for a base hit in front of Castillo.
2 hits there for Broussard. Nice piece there, pull side.
Still staying above that 300 mark, 311 coming into this game, now 2 for 3. And Schoenfeld got the scoring started for Florence. The Owls take their first lead of the game in the sitting. It's 5-4 here in the bottom of the 5th. We will play a full 9 despite the doubleheader because this is a resumption of a game. Game 2 of this doubleheader will just be 7. It's Margaritaville tonight. With Eric Brown as the Rocket Saturday performer. One and one here at Shadyville. Well, the second overall home run again. First out of the park was RBI 16 at 17 for him on the year. That's actually the second lowest total out of the starting lineup, but again, a lot of his starts coming hitting leadoff or second in the order. This fly ball is shallow into center, but Ponder does have enough time to run underneath it and glove it for out number 3. Florence does damage on the long ball once again, and they take the lead. Hank Zeisler's 6th of the season. 5-4 Y'alls going to the 6th. Chase Hopewell back out to the bump on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTM. Hopewell back out to the mound for Florence. First time any Y'alls pitcher has pitched with a lead. Here on the top of the 6th, 5-4 Y'alls over the Evansville Otters in game 1 of a 3-game set. 9-1-2, Salvaggio, Ponder, and Jones. Salvaggio steps up 0 for 1 today with a hit by pitch. This is not your typical 9-hitter. Evansville goes with more of the strategy to kind of loop their lineup around and have a pretty solid hitter bat 9th to give a little bit of an extra leadoff man. Salvaggio's hitting .272 on the season with 7 homers. You don't see that a whole lot from 9-hitters. He's got a 1-1 count to start things off at the 6th. Decent looking pitch from Hopewell. I think it was inside, but Harbison can't control it. That's 2-1. Foul ball off the end of the bat down the third baseline. Somebody banging a trash can out there? We got some loud banging noise out and left. I wonder if Evansville's seeing some signs. Hopewell a scoreless first inning and the 5th. That was his first inning of his appearance. Struck one batter out. Gave up a single. Walked one as well. So a little bit of everything in that inning. One inning. One strikeout, one hit, one walk, but no runs for Evansville. Two out of the windup. Goes fastball, punched foul the opposite way. Boy, all the sights, or all the sounds of the stadium really just kind of multiplied with there not being many fans in attendance.
They triple. You can hear Kurt flipping burgers right now in the concessions.
Here's rock music more than the burger flipping.
There you go. You'd be able to hear the train loud if we had some fans.
2-2 grounder over by Baker, and he can't control it. And will squirt it to left field. Salvaggio gets to the first leadoff runner on an E6 for Dillard Baker.
I completely agree.
That's the 9th of the season for Baker. But he's taken a lot of the starts, the hardest position to play defensively over at short.
I wouldn't say that was one where like out of anyone else's range either.
Yeah. Couple of steps over and off his glove. And it also lets the 9-hole guy on with nobody out in the inning. Here's the top of the lineup. And this one gets by Harbison. Salvaggio up to second with nobody out of the inning and Ponder at the plate. So now that Kurt is in attendance, are you guys doing Rip That Pack today?
No.
Not in either game?
Kurt didn't get the cards.
Wow.
I already know I'm going to have to buy it for the next road trip, so I've had to buy it for 12 games.
That is a lot of games in a row. 1-0 down the middle of the zone. He can make up for it a little bit. A lot of home games for Florence in the months of July and August.
Do you know he's in attendance? I don't think he is.
I actually don't know.
I'm pretty sure he's playing a golf tournament.
I did end up seeing him yesterday.
Yes.
This is off with a 1-1. Hopewell using the off-speed pitch a lot more than we have seen in the appearance so far.
He's lost privilege of being called Cowboy Kurt now. It's going to be unreliable Kurt Kramer.
Unreliable Kurt. Really good fastball that ran in, and Ponder didn't know what to do with it, couldn't catch up. Counts even at 2. Salvaggio at second. Nobody out. Evansville trailing by 1 in the 6th. Nobody holding Salvaggio on at second base. 2-2 pitch. Awkward swing, and strike 3 for Chase Hopewell. A sword. And ran in with that fastball once again. And Ponder just had no idea what to do with it. It's Hopewell's second strikeout of the game, first out here in the 6th.
Yeah, that's when Trevor Bauer would be sheathing into his belt.
Up comes Jones.
Did you see Bauer had his contract purchased by the Mexican League, so he's no longer in independent baseball?
I did not. This one's hit high in the air to right. Killed. Bobo going back, tailing towards the pole, and they call it fair. Kyle Harbison is beside himself. That's one where I can't pretend in this spot to know if it was really fair or foul from my position, but Toby Hall is livid with home plate umpire Miguel Rivera Cruz. This will take the lead for Evansville. And again, no review here. You could talk it over with the umpires and see if the first base umpire, Will Naleski, had any sort of view.
Fortunately, Cruz is the crew chief.
Yeah. I mean, Kyle Harbison, immediately when that was called fair, just couldn't believe it.
Let's take another look. Oh, this is just the...
Again, one of those ones where there's nothing really you could do about it, and a very impactful call. It's a rare one in baseball where one call like that directly is the difference between no runs and 2 runs. So Evansville takes a lead on a 2-run shot for Amani Jones, his 4th of the season. It's now 6-5 Evansville.
Unfortunately, Florence has had the burden of this crew and what will be 9 of their last 12 games.
This exact crew.
The exact crew.
We haven't seen him yet in Florence, so. 1-0 sit into shallow center. Tyler Schoenefeld just goes over to his left. Glove at his chest makes the play for the second out.
And in the games in between this, you had the crew that didn't know the correct automatic runner rule at second. So Florence has been in great company their last 12 games. Again, you're right. I cannot argue on that call because we just don't have the angle for that. But I imagine that if Toby was willing to put it out there for that call, you got to believe that he's right. And at any point, if a 9-year Major League Baseball veteran argued with me, I would know that I was wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to use that on you. I'm going to tell Toby to argue something crazy against you.
What's he going to argue against me?
I don't know. 1-0, foul back. Just catches the top of the net. It's even the cut up at 1-1. Only one of those runs will be earned to Chase Hopewell. You can make an argument. Again, we don't know the call, but make an argument that neither of those runs should have come across. One was an error on top of the air. Controversial called on the right field line. Misses low. LG Castillo was the first batter that Hopewell faced in this game, and he struck him out swinging. That was on all 5 off-speed pitches. 2-1, punched through that gaping hole on the right side of the infield. And the right for a base hit for Castillo. He's 2 for 4 on the day. It's his second single. Second hit of the inning. Evansville now leads by 1, 6-5 in the top of the 6th. Back and forth we go. Florence got the scoring start, or rather Evansville got the scoring started with 4 in the 4th. Florence scores 2 in the 4th and 3 in the 5th to take a 5-4 lead. Now here in the 6th, Evansville takes that lead back. Fastball called strike on the outer part. Robertson calls time. And how many times have we had a back and forth game here in Florence? High scoring affair.
A lot of times.
A lot of times. You never quite know when that last lead change is going to be the final one. Swing and a miss for Robertson. Robertson was actually the one who, I don't think he got ejected, but he was about as heated as it gets. Last time Evansville was in Florence, about some balls and strike calls in a controversial Game 3. It was actually Game 2 of a doubleheader. Rain comes to town when Evansville comes to town. 1-2 on Robertson. For 2 with the ground out to the pitcher, a strikeout and a walk, and was the last batter to get in that bat yesterday. One, 2, grounder, foul. Lawrence 3 games back of Evansville for the second place spot in the division. Any sort of sweep for Florence would tie him up. Going into this game yesterday, Evansville was then 2.5 back of Washington at first. Didn't catch what Washington did last night. Runner takes off for second. This one's lined into center. It'll bounce in because the runner was taken off for second. He'll get third. That's Castillo. Back-to-back singles for Evansville. Castillo and Robertson, and they're on the corners again with 2 outs against Hopewell. This is where you really hope things don't spiral out of control. There is a righty warming up for Florence. Is it Nathan Darden?
It looks that way.
Hare was the giveaway. Toby Hall comes out to the mound. he does take the ball for Chase Hopewell. Now the Lee's famous recipe chicken pitching change. In comes Nathan Darden. We'll be right back on the Frontier League Network powered by HTN. Another Lee's famous recipe chicken pitching change for Florence with a new wing coming into the game. You can pick up the best wings in the tri-state area at Lee's famous recipe chicken. Nathan Darden comes into the game, who has acted as one of Florence's more high leverage guys. So they go with Hopewell first out of the bullpen. Now they really try to go for this game down by one after Evansville takes a lead at the top of the sixth at 6-5 Otters. Darden slips on the mound when he throws his first pitch. It's down the middle of the zone for a strike one. Limited sample size, just over 10 innings on the year, but he's got an ERA of 1.54. Last time out against Gateway, did give up a run on just one hit and struck a batter out. Fastball catches a piece of the outside corner. He'll inherit runners on first and second with 2 outs. A huge at-bat in this 6th inning. It is Marcos Gonzalez who has the 0-2 count. Goes fastball on the 0-2 and runs way inside at 91. Darden, one of the couple of pitchers in this Florence bullpen who finished his college career at Lamar. His best season in his senior season with Lamar. 1-2, hit hard but right on the ground at Broussard, who picks it up, looks over to second, says no, I'll throw to first instead, and get Darden out of the inning. So 2 come across as Evansville takes the lead on Hopewell. Darden strands a couple, though, as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Florence now trailing once again by 1 on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Evansville sends Garrett Simpson back out to the mound in the bottom of the sixth. Now pitching with the lead. Back and forth we go. It's the second lead Evansville has had today. Florence will try to take it right back with 8-9-1, Baker, Harbison, and Tucker. It's a spot of the lineup similar spot that did some damage an inning ago. Harbison started things off with a leadoff double. He'll hit second in the inning. Baker's tied for the second spot and home runs on the team. We'll start things up. First pitch, cold strike on the outer part. 8 home runs for Baker. What is it, 4? Half of them coming against Gateway? 4 of the 8? I think it's 6. Jeez. Oh, a couple off. Fouls one back. We left last time we were here at home. Baker left with just 2 home runs. 6 against Gateway in 5 games. One of them got canceled.
I don't know what to put his line at for the rest of the season.
You do have 6 more games against 7 more games against Gateway.
Yeah,
now.
but you don't face him at Arsenal BG Ballpark.
That's true. You think that's what it is? You think it's just like seeing the jerseys?
You know what? A few of them were no doubts homers at any ballpark, but some of them definitely snuck in.
1-2 fouled back. It looked like there was a few of those for Florence. I mean, it hit a lot of home runs.
There was one that was 83 off the bat from Baker. They started calling it Baker Way.
Baker Way.
I was waiting to call it the house that Baker built. Didn't
Did
get
you
to
ever
use
get
it.
to call it?
No, I didn't get to use it.
Well, Florence did go 4-1 in their 5 games. There. This one's hit hard. A nice play by Salvaggio. Gets up, spins around, and throws to first on one hop.
Man.
Salvaggio redeems himself a little bit. A beautiful play over at short. Baker retired for the second time today. Now Harbison in a 1-run deficit. All 5 of Florence's runs have come on the long ball. A 2-run shot for Schoenfeld and a 3-run home run for Zeisler. And Harbison swings at the first pitch. Linscat takes 1 step back, now a couple of steps up, makes the play for out number 2. 2 quickly down in the home half of the 6th.
Yeah, you desperately need to get to the Evansville bullpen. Desperately.
We talked about it. It's not just, to put some runs on it and get a lead in this game. It's also so Evansville isn't in a great spot tonight, having to go with a little bit of a bullpen game. Game 2 of a doubleheader.
Whoa.
First pitch goes to the moon.
Was that where the moon is?
It's close. Not quite, but it's pretty close. Tucker showed bunt. Obviously pulled it back.
Man.
It's pretty close. Not quite the moon. But it's 2-0, up and in on Tucker a couple of times. Well, up and in once, up and over this first time. But, yeah, it was Simpson who was planned to start game 2 of the series. Punches it foul the opposite way. They pitched both Wiltie and Simpson in this game with the resumption today. Kind of the going for it.
They're
going all in.
They're going Dylan Zenko for game 2.
That's who we kind of felt like it could be. In resumptions for Evansville, he's been the one who has started them off, and he's been really good this year.
From Brazil. Indiana.
You got me.
Brazil, Indiana.
I've spent 4 years in Indiana. I've never heard of that. 2-2 chopper to the right side. Jones on the run. Slows down and makes the throw for out number 3. So Simpson settles back in at a 1-2-3 inning after Evansville grabs the lead in the 6th. Third of the way left. Florence 9 outs to work with. Trailing by 1 on the Frontier League Network. Powered by HTN.
Top half of the 7th inning. Otters on top 6-5. Still Nate Darden on the mound for the Y'alls. Sam Lynn, Scott Cohen, Wilbanks, TJ Salvaggio. 3 due up, 7-8-9 for the Otters. That one misses upstairs. 1-1 the count. Darden came in, just pitched to the one batter, Marcos Gonzalez, and worked a ground out to get out of a first and third jam left on by Hopewell. Hopewell's final line, inning and 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, a walk, and 2 Ks. That one misses upstairs. 2-1 the count. Hopewell in line for the loss if Florence is unable to come back. Nate Darden trying to keep this game close and give the offense a chance. Wind up, here's the 2-1. Check swing definitely goes all the way around. 2-2 the count. Nice slider there.
Yeah, bailed Darden out a little bit.
Yeah. Two and two the count. Straight up defense for Florence in the baby blue jerseys. Kick the 2-2. Runs inside and hits him 90 miles per hour. That'll bring up Cohen Wilbanks. Cohen Wilbanks 1 for 3. He's put the damage on Florence today. A grand slam back in the 4th.
It's 4 hit by pitch. Always brought to you by Airport Paint and Body. When life throws a fastball at your ride, they'll smooth it out and get you back. To the gate. Submit a free estimate online today at airportpaintandbody.com.
They've seen a lot today. 4 hit by pitches for the all staff. Runner on first, 1 away, shows bunt, pulls back, it misses upstairs, although it really didn't. Was in there for a strike, top of the zone on TrackMan. Gotta have that. Almost fully in the zone. Runner takes off. Fastball upstairs, no good. Throw down a second, tag applied. In time, got him. Tag on the shoulder. That'll wipe the bases clean.
Kyle Harbison, seems like every game just gets better and better defensively. I think it's just the fact that he gets so much experience and playing time back there.
And it doesn't hurt to have a 9-year Major League veteran catcher as your manager.
Certainly not.
One-0. In there for a strike. Sorry, it's 2-1. Back to the bases being empty. Wind up, 2-1. Off speed, beautifully placed in there again. 85, hard of the plate, middle. 2-2 the count to Wilbanks. Two-two pitch, missing outside, a full count.
Yeah, Darden's been a godsend, really.
Certainly has.
Florence. Just another option. Could be steady a little bit. It's not that he's, going to be guaranteed to give you 3 scoreless every time, but still hasn't really had those blown up appearances yet.
No, his first outing he got tagged for 3 runs, 1 of them earned, and then had 8 2/3 scoreless. And then his last time out did get hit for a home run. But other than that, he was been really good and one of the best relievers Florence has in the back end of their bullpen. Quickly entered that inner circle for Toby Hall, someone that you could trust late in games. Payoff pitch, misses upstairs. Really the first time we've seen some inaccuracy from Darden. These are both big counts. Works a walk this time. Hit by pitch the last time. Not something you need to do to a 7, 8, 9 spot of the order. Now you got to face Salvaggio, who you mentioned, not your typical 9-hole hitter. He's 0 for 2 today, reached on an error, came home to score, was also hit by a pitch back in the 3rd. Runner on first and 1 away, pickoff attempt, nothing going.
You get Darden in here, you get Logan Jones, another guy who's giving you some high leverage stuff. Jet Lotus now back on the roster. Haven't seen him yet this year.
Yep. That one skied out towards right field. It's well hit. Bobo just looks it. Typical 9-hole, not your typical 9-hole hitter. Launches the 2-run shot. 8-5 Evansville. Evansville seeing Florence well. They love to hit against the Y'alls. 11 hits on the day. and all home runs for their run production.
Yeah, that's one that Darden's going to want back a little bit.
It's 91, middle of the zone. Just a 2-run jack there for Salvaggio.
A little lower in the zone, too. Salvaggio did a really nice job going down and getting it. Just turned on it.
Brings up the top of the order and John Ponder. 1 away, bases empty. First pitch misses upstairs. Got to assume Florence doesn't go to the rest of the inner circle right now, down 3 runs. Might try and save that for game 2, although game 2 is just 7 innings. 1-0. Missing outside.
If it is Bargo who starts, though, that's going to be one of those games where you got an extremely short leash on Bargo.
Two-0. Punched down the right field line. Shallow right. Bobo is coming in. He dives and makes the grab. For out number 2, Brendan Bobo. Full extension in foul territory. Heck of a play from the Y'all's right fielder.
Bobo's made about every single nice play you can make out in right field. Every different kind of really good play you can make. This time just full extension into foul territory. Superman dive.
Taking another look at HTN. Man, that was a nice grab. Two away with the bases empty. Amani Jones, 2 hits today. He's reached in his last 2 plate appearances, including launching a 2-run homer in the 6th to give Evansville the lead. The Y'all's down 3 in an 8-5 ball game in the 7th. Pretty much every game this season against Evansville has been tight. And that's actually reminiscent of last year as well, where Florence had a 6-6 record against the Otters. And I would say in those 12 games, about 9 of them were decided by 1 run. 2-0. Hard hit into center field. In comes Schoenfeld. He dives and makes the grab. And Florence able to back up Darden with 2 diving plays to end the inning. Bobo and now Schoenfeld. We head to stretch time at Thomas More Stadium. The Y'alls trail 3 when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. Bottom half of the 7th inning, the Y'alls trail 8-5. Hooves hang out pitching change, looking for the perfect spot to relax, open your favorite Pokemon or baseball trading cards. Visit former Reds reliever J.J. Hoover at Hooves Hangout today, 405 Washington Street, Suite D in Alexandria. Brett Blomquist will start things off for the Y'alls. New pitcher in for Garrett Simpson will be David Eckes, the left-handed pitcher for the Y'alls, for the Otters. Florence has not seen a lefty in a little bit of time. Brett Blomquist hitting .400 against lefties this year. He's 8 for 20, 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. 1-0 skied foul. Garrett Simpson will end with 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, no walks, and 4 Ks. The no walks, really no free passes against Garrett Simpson. That's a big difference in any ball game. You got to look at it. Florence with just 4 hit by pitches, plus a couple walks as well. That one's grounded through the left side of the infield. Brett Blomquist gets his first hit of this ball game. 1 for 3 line for Blomquist, and he starts things off nicely in the 7th.
It's not surprising. Florence was swinging early a lot, it felt like, on Simpson. Not give it a great chance. 2 and 3 run home run to be maybe more of a 3-run grand slam, those type situations.
Hank Zeisler, a 3-run homer his last time up. 1 for 2 on the day with a walk. Florence trailing 8-5. Bottom of the 7th. Didn't really get to see stretch time at the stadium, but it is always brought to you by Stretch Lab. Their team of highly trained flexologists will give you a deeper stretch than you could achieve on your own. Visit stretchlab.com to find a location near you today. Lefty-lefty battle this season. Hank Zeisler hitting .367 against lefties. 11 for 30. 1-0 missing downstairs on the off-speed. Bottom of the zone. Now it's in there for a strike. David Eckes this season against lefties. 8 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 walks, 11 Ks. Has not allowed an earned run. I don't even know how you can handle that. Is it just if a lefty actually gets an RBI off of you?
I've never understood it. I think it's score. I think the runs actually scoring is the
2-1, ground ball right side. That's going to be through for a base hit. Brett Blomquist will stay put over at second. The right fielder Linscott gets it in quickly. Back-to-back singles from the Yalls to lead off the 7th inning. All of a sudden, they'll bring the tying run to the plate, down 3.
They got something cooking. I mean, we talked about how they weren't quite out of it even when they were down by 4 early in this game. A couple of home runs put them on top. 3-run deficit is not something that Florence hasn't seen before.
Florence doesn't have too many bad averages against lefties. Bobo would probably fall into that category, although a small sample size, 5 for 23, 217 this season against lefties. A home run and 6 RBIs. Still does a job. That one's in there for a strike. You have Baker at 238, Brodell at 125, Schoenfeld at 192, and then Tucker at 222. Everyone else is pretty much 300 or over. 0-1. Ooh, runs upstairs. 1-1.
Yeah, this is going to be a matchup you like, though, if you're Evansville. Eckes dominates lefties.
Man on deck, Zade Richardson, 381 against lefties this season.
Richardson and Broussard coming up next. That's where you have to capitalize.
1-1. Swing and a miss. Florence very open with their lineup. They've always put Zeisler and Bobo back-to-back. At times, they've had Schoenfeld, Zeisler, Bobo. They do have 2 lefties on the bench, in Marcus Brodell and Milo Rushford. 1-2 the count. Nobody out. Runners first and second. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. That was just that slider. Kind of a can of corn there for Eckes. Bobo way pulling outside and had to go chase it on that slider downstairs.
Yeah, the slider Bobo just has troubles with, and this is where Evansville is going to play a little bit of 3D chess. And
wow.
you get such a great start for Simpson. I mean, it's the right move. They're going to go to a righty to face Richardson and Broussard.
They are certainly in it to win it. We head to another bullpen break when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. Back here in the bottom half of the 7th inning, it's an 8-5 Otters lead. Florence trying to come through. Nolan Thebe, your Hooves Hangout pitching change against Zade Richardson. That one's in there for a strike. Evansville playing chess, going lefty against lefty, and they're going to try righty against righty here. Richardson takes the first pitch in there. 0-1 the count, runners first and second, one away. The Alls trail 3. 0-1 in there for a strike, bottom of the zone. Richardson did have an RBI against Thebe back in or at Bossy Field in Evansville. So not the first time these two have met. Got a runner in scoring position. 0-2. Ground ball over towards the shortstop, and Blomquist can't get out of the way. He is called out. Hits off his leg.
That's a tough one. A rocket right back there, too.
You know what? Actually, probably breaks up a double play. I mean, that's right over to the shortstop.
Maybe. I'd have to see exactly where stuff has you, but you might be right.
It's now 2 away. It's not a hit there for Richardson. For Garrett Broussard. First pitch to him, ground ball, slow roller up the middle, fielded by the shortstop. Throw on to first is offline and gets away. A run will come home to score. That is Hank Zeisler. Florence trailing 2. That'll be a base hit for Garrett Broussard, and then an error to bring him in. So base hit plus an E6.
So no RBI on that play. Because if he just eats that and doesn't throw it, then the run would not score.
Correct.
But Broussard does his job. I mean, Evansville wants to start playing chess, play the righty-lefty game. Now you get Schoenfeld back up against the righty. Thebe's job was to get the last 2 outs against 2 righties, and Richardson and Broussard only gets 1 of them. Run comes around, too.
Schoenfeld takes the first pitch upstairs. Runners at the corners. Schoenfeld to 2-run homer back in the 4th inning. His first out of the park home run as a professional. Second homer on the season. Middle infield's wide open. Fastball outside, no good. Richardson at third, Broussard at first. Florence trailing 8-6.
There's 3 singles for Broussard today.
Two-0. Fastball again missing outside, but a called strike. Two-one. Ground ball right side over towards the second baseman. Jones grabs it, throw on to first. Is in time to end the inning. Florence gets 1. We head to the top of the 8th, trailing 2 when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN.
Top of the 8th, the Yalls trail 8-6. They're playing with their big guns. It's going to be Max Whitesell out there. They go to, Hopewell, Darden, Whitesell. If you do come back, you'll be using McAvoy. Florence will exhaust all options trying to come back into this one. 1-0 count to Dennis Pierce. Pierce, Castillo, Robertson. 3-4-5 due up for the Honors, who have been all over Florence pitching, regardless of who it is. 6 hits against Westcott in 4 innings, 4 hits against Hopewell in an inning and 2/3, and a home run against Darden, who ends with an inning and a third, 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. That one runs inside. Florence has had a slew of hit-by pitches. That one will back Pierce off the plate. He was hit his first time around. He's 0 for 3 otherwise. 2-1. That one's skied out towards right field. Bobo, warning track to the wall. It's out of here. All the runs for Evansville have come via the long ball.
The only run of this game that isn't is the one that we saw on the bottom of the 7th.
Right back out in front by a 3-run lead. It's 9-6. You get one back and you give it right away.
Yep. So things start to get tough for Florence. You used 2 of your high leverage guys at Darden and Whitesell.
Now brings up LJ Castillo. 2 for 4 on the day. 2 singles came in to score in the 4th. Two-one hard hit into right field. Bobo comes in on it and makes the grab for out number 1.
I really am. This is the point where I'm just interested to see the strategy moving forward. Are they going to go Bargo and then push Milburn back to tomorrow, or are they going to have Milburn out of the pen, Bargo out of the pen? I'm not sure.
Fans starting to trickle in for the originally scheduled game for 6:36. Swing and a miss there. Starting to get back to a regularly scheduled ball game here. Fans are going to come in and be like, what's going on? 9-6 in the top of the 8th.
They're going to think they're late. See them in the 8th inning.
Here's the 1-1. Fouls it away. So 4 home runs against the Yalls pitching this ball game. One-two misses outside. That is the most home runs in a game by double the amount this season for Florence pitching.
It's crazy.
Two-two misses outside.
For as much as the pitching staff has struggled overall, they've done a pretty good job limiting the long ball.
Entering this with just 44 home runs allowed. That'll be 48 now. They were 8th in the league. I'm sure they'll now be below the average. That one's fouled away. Always was a shock that Florence was kind of up in the upper tiers for that, considering, yes, the bullpen has been, or the pitching as a total has been tough this season, but also playing in a hitter's ballpark.
Yeah.
That's why those low numbers were so shocking. Swing and a miss. Nice off speed there from Max Whitesell. Picks up his first K of the day in the second out in the 8th.
Ran inside. Another really good location for Whitesell. He's just steady.
Yeah, 20-31 on that spin rate.
Yeah.
His younger brother will be playing at this very ballpark next season. Committed to Thomas More University.
Wow.
Miles Whitesell. If Max is coming back for 2027, he'd be pitching on the same field as his brother.
Yeah.
At a time where they overlap early on in the season.
Couple weeks.
Yeah. That one's fouled away. Or Miles could just not go to college and join professional baseball. And then, if that new rule goes through in Major League Baseball, he's eligible to get drafted next year.
That's true.
Then they could both play on the same team.
Uh-oh.
Patrick McCormick out to look at Kyle Harbison. Got something off the hand there. Starting to get real dark again.
Not because of the sun.
Not because of the sun. We might need a call for the lights.
There is a little bit of rain in the forecast for our regularly scheduled 6:36 game. At least when it looked earlier.
1-1. Slider misses out.
Now it's starting to look like it's pushed back a little bit. But
The Apple maps,
yeah.
Apple weather. 2-1. Misses downstairs. 3-1 the count. That one's skied high and deep out towards left field. Way out of here. Off the scoreboard. 10-6 Evansville. 102, 417 on the distance. Second homer allowed by Whitesell today. That's the fifth by Florence pitching. A season high continues. And Evansville mashing the Yalls. Now up 10-6.
That's where you start to turn that attention a little bit more towards game 2. Out of all the 5 today, that might have been the most no doubt one of the game so far.
89 fastball there, just top of the zone, middle in. That was too easy there for Gonzalez, who picks up his third hit of the day. It's Lynn Scott watching one downstairs. 1-0 the count. And unfortunately, this is also the same spot where you usually have a little bit of remedy with Kurt Kramer in the Rip That Pack segment. But unreliable Kurt not showing up today.
You see, unreliable Kurt.
That went all the way to the backstop, 3-0.
At this point, I think you'd like for Whitesell to just be able to finish the game.
Wow. Sending it back out for next inning. Now they'll probably go to Travis Phelps if I had to take a guess. Swing and a miss, bottom of the zone. Maybe Jet Lotus. No stress situation for your first appearance of the season. 3-1 misses an inch outside. 5-pitch walk. 2-away runner on first for Cohen Wilbanks.
These last 2 at-bats coming with 2 outs, too. That's the frustrating part. Nobody warming. Really looks like nobody even stretching for Florence. Somebody now does get up.
That's Will Karsten. He's inactive.
Probably will not be him coming into the game.
Should get activated soon. We actually figured it would line up today. Florence opting not to do so. And possibly waiting for Tuesday. I believe he was scheduled to throw today. 0-1, skied out towards left field, sending Tucker back a little bit. He makes the grab to end the inning. 2 home runs for the Otters. They take a 4-run lead, 10-6 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Y'all's running out of time when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN.
Bottom of the 8th, Florence running out of time in this one. They trail 4. It's a 10-6 ball game. Dylan Baker, Kyle Harbison in the top of the order. Jackson Tucker 2 up against Nolan Thebe on the mound for the Otters. Now with a comfortable 4-run lead. We'll see if the Yalls have any magic left in store. I can tell you this season for Florence, at home, trailing after the 7th. They are 1-3 this season. Overall 1-12, including an 0-9 streak on the road. After the 8th, they're 0-11. Have not had many late game comebacks.
Except for the last time we were in this building. Trailing by 10 going into the 7th, or after, or going to the
they
bottom
actually
of the
went
7th.
into that 9th ahead, so that wouldn't count for the after the 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the after the 7th, because they were still down.
0-1 fouls it away.
I think they got a few in that 7th inning, so they're still down like 6 or 7.
So that was it was after 7 behind, they're 1-3. That's the one win. At home. Oh-2 to Baker. These skies went out towards left field. It's well hit, but right at Castillo, who makes a spinning grab, but he's not able to control it on the ground. Castillo, a little bit of a misread there. I thought he had that coming in, and then all of a sudden it just dipped on him.
It was a tough play to make. I don't know if Castillo did anything necessarily wrong there.
Brings up Kyle Harbison. Either way, Florence will take it. It's a base hit for Dylan Baker. His second hit of the day. Kyle Harbison, 1 for 3, a double and a run scored back in the 5th. That one misses downstairs.
Everybody for Florence a base hit today besides Tucker and Richardson.
That's surprising.
Yep.
Both of them hitting well above 300. Hopefully they can change that here. 0-1. Ground ball, right side, just punched over towards the second baseman. Jones can't grab it. Another base hit for Kyle Harbison, his second of the day. Florence first and second, nobody out.
It's back-to-back innings. Florence gets the inning started with a couple of base hits. This time you flip it over to the top of the lineup. What we've seen in some of the few comebacks for Florence, you don't need them all in this 8th. But you definitely would like a couple.
Here is that opportunity for Tucker, an 0-for-4 line today. Trying to get on the hit column. 12 hits for the Yalls, 13 for the Otters. Florence trailing 10-6. 6 outs to play with. A couple people standing in that Evansville bullpen. Doesn't look like anybody actively throwing. First pitch to Tucker. Fastball in there for a strike. Tucker, a fly out to left yesterday. Today he's got a strikeout looking, a pop out to second, and a ground out to second. Still threw on the eye black. Didn't know if he looked at the forecast and maybe saw a little bit of sun peeking through. It has just been gray skies pretty much all day.
Yeah, we had that 30-minute delay at the beginning of the game, too.
That's also true. From the stretch, the 1-1 ground ball left side. That's going to get through for a base hit. Dylan Baker, a stop sign at third. Bases are loaded for the Yalls leader in grand slams on the season, Brett Blomquist.
It's got 2 of them, and both of them have come in timely spots. One of them, I think, even came against Evansville earlier this year, that second series of the season.
Wind blowing out towards right center field, which is, I believe, where he's put both of them. Tying run at the plate for Florence. Blomquist has requested his next home run call to be, you can put it on the board, yeah. My only question is, do I copy someone's broadcast call?
If he requests it, you kind of have to.
That's a request.
Yeah.
Now, do you know who that was from?
It was Yankees, right?
It was White Sox.
Oh, that's right.
Nickname Hawkins.
It is one of the classic home run calls.
Yeah. 0-2 the count. Fastball, middle in. I think he's hunting maybe outside, trying to go oppo. Possibly. 8 homers on the season for Blomquist. He'll just take a single here. Score 2. 0-2. Ooh, runs inside, almost hits him.
Yeah, it's the biggest thing. I mean, you have a chance to get a rally going on bases loaded with nobody out. You don't have to be thinking about just the long ball here.
The runners in scoring position this season. Blomquist hitting .350 with 16 RBIs. It's one of the guys Florence would love to have here. 1-2. Misses inside. 2-2. Bases loaded this year, Blomquist. 8 RBIs, 600 average.
It's the 2 grand slams.
This only has him for 1.
It's wrong.
That is wrong. 2-2. Ooh, runs inside and hits him. He's had a decent amount of hit-by pitches as well. That'll bring home a run for Florence. Now a 10-7 ball game.
They love to make things interesting late, no matter how they do it. And you have the part of the lineup you like a lot with a righty on the mound with the bases loaded and nobody out, down by 3, Hank and Bobo. Now, Evansville only has 1 lefty left out of their bullpen after Eckes has been burned. We shall see if they do go to, oh no, Dylan Zenko is the other lefty who we've heard is going to start game 2.
They are heading to the bullpen, so the night is done for Thebe. We'll head to a quick break. When we return, the Florence Y'alls with the bases loaded and threatening here in the 8th when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. Back here in the bottom of the 8th, Hank Zeisler at the plate, new pitcher on the mound, Joe Morrissey. Your Hooves Hangout pitching change. Go visit former Reds reliever J.J. Hoover at Hooves Hangout today, 405 Washington Street, Suite D in Alexandria. Bases loaded, nobody out. Florence trailing 10-7. That one misses outside.
Nobody would rather have at the plate right now than Hank Zeisler. Already a home run of this game, too.
An RBI hit by pitch from Blomquist brought home the first run. Harbison at third, Tucker at second, Blomquist at first. That one's in there for a strike 1-1. This is where maybe the plan backfired a little bit for Evansville. They went to Eckes early to face that, two lefties in a row, Zeisler and Bobo last inning. Now they don't have that lefty with their only lefty in the bullpen starting game 2. 1-0, fouls it away. Sorry, 1-1, now 1-2.
It was also a three-run game when they went to him, but yeah, not the bases loaded situation.
2 for 3 line for the captain today.
And you're, again, handcuffed with the idea that you're going to start your only other lefty in the bullpen in game 2 of this doubleheader.
3-run homer back in the 5th. 1-2. Zeisler fouls it away to stay alive. As Florence switch up their mindset in the bullpen as well. There are people out there. And Aiden McAvoy throwing some plyos outside the bullpen. 1-2, swing and a miss. That's a big timeout for Joe Morrissey. Able to retire the captain.
That's a tough one to get him to strike out too.
It's another one of those outs as well where all Florence had to do was put it in play and you were getting at least something. Now it's Brendan Bobo in a big-time spot here. Struck out his last big-time spot. Can he come through today? Single in the 5th. He's 1 for 4. Morrissey, 10 1/3 with a 2.61 ERA entering today. Off speed. Top of the zone in there for a strike.
It's a really good pitch. Start him off, too.
Yep. Straight up defense for Evansville. They're playing back. Of course, a double play would get him out of the inning. 0-1, swing and a miss. Again, you don't need the fences.
No.
Single scores 2 with Tucker's speed.
Even if you get the 2 runs here, you're happy.
Yeah.
Going into the 9th.
100%.
Down by 1 after you came into this inning down by 3. But having the base loaded with nobody else and only scratching away with 1.
0-2, misses downstairs.
That's where you start to hurt yourself a little bit.
Just got to put something in there. Give yourself a chance. Florence with 3 singles to start off the bases loaded, and then an RBI hit by pitch. 1-2 to Bobo. Ground ball right side in fair territory. Now they're going to call it foul.
I think it's the right call.
I mean, that what a late call. How about that? Not like immediately on the foul call.
My thought originally is that he must have yelled foul first because of the reaction.
Maybe.
Pierce had no sense of urgency to pick that ball up.
I mean, just a slow hands up there.
He wanted the anticipation.
Count stays 1-2. Jet Lotus warming up at the bullpen for Florence. What a big-time opportunity that would be in his first inning this season. Bases loaded. 1-2 to Bobo. Ground ball again fouled down the first base line.
Look at Gabe Parsons rocking the new Margaritaville jerseys. Just walked onto the awning.
Oh, I can't see him.
It's out of sight now.
Sky's still dark here. Some dark gray clouds ahead of us. 1-2 the count to the Y'all's right fielder, Brendan Bobo. Kick, 1-2 pitch. Hard hit over towards the third baseman. Run on to second is in time. Line drive double play. Jackson Tucker couldn't freeze on it. And that will end the inning. Florence, a lot of meat left on the bone. Cannot get the job done in the 8th. We head to the 9th when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. Lee's famous recipe chicken pitching change. It's Jet Lotus on the mound for Florence, making his first appearance in 2025. Tommy John surgery ended, 2026. Tommy John surgery ended his 2025 season. And what a quick recovery for Jet Lotus. Certainly in some record time getting back to the Yalls here. On a team that desperately needs help in the bullpen, Florence going to try and keep this just a 3-run game after blowing their opportunity into the bottom of the 8th. It'll be 9 top for Evansville. Salvaggio, Ponder, and Jones. Salvaggio a 2-run homer his last time up in the 7th. It's been all long ball for the Honors. They have 5 on the day and have mashed anything Florence has thrown at them. Let's see what Lotus has here. First pitch misses outside, 89 miles per hour.
It is good to have him back, and maybe a little bit earlier than we even expected. I guess we did hear before the All-Star break, but that was kind of the timeline we were given.
That one misses upstairs.
He wanted to get back.
2-0 the count, 89 there. Lotus low to mid-90s before Tommy John. Off speed in there for a strike. A beautiful slider. Still got the spin rate on that, 26-31. That was one of his best offerings last year. 2-1, swing and a miss.
Tommy John affects different pitchers in different ways. It could take some velocity off. It can ruin the spin rate.
I think a couple tough appearances last year for Jet Lotus. Maybe some opportunities that just wasn't the right spot for him. One hopper over towards Blomquist makes a nice play on his forehand for out number 1, 4-3. So take that with a grain of salt when hearing his stats from last year. 1-5 record. That's, those 5 losses. That ends up being tough opportunities. 5.12 ERA, 25 appearances, 31 2/3 innings pitched, 24 Ks to 24 walks for Lotus. 10-7 Evansville lead. First one in there for a strike. Oh, 1. Slider in there.
That's
Creeps
a good
in.
slider right there. That's prime Jet Lotus.
79 dots up the lower inside. Front door slider, 25-20 on the spin rate. 0-2 to Ponder. Misses outside.
He has one of my favorite action shots on the video board, too.
That's probably new as well.
It is. I actually saw that being taken yesterday.
Yeah.
He didn't know which arm angle to pitch with, because that's how they do it. The action shot, they get a picture of you in the middle of your pitching motion, in the middle of your windup.
That was 90 miles per hour there. Just missed a hair on the outside corner. 2-2 the count. 2-2 pitch. Slider fouls it away. Ponder, 1 for 4 line. Florence with a loss today would move to 2-5 against Evansville this season. 22-19. Again, these are big-time matchups against the Otters. 2-2 fouls it away. That's the team that's ahead of you that you are chasing in the standings.
Evansville's a team that's pretty comfortably, too. They're not in the division lead, but they're pretty comfortably in the first wild card spot.
No doubt, yeah.
Florence still being behind them is in the final wild card spot as it stands.
2-2 misses outside. Full count now. 1 out and the base is empty. Payoff pitch. Ground ball right side over towards Blomquist. Swallows it up. Throw on to first is in time. Another 4-3 put away. 2 quick outs from Jet Lotus.
Couple of soft grounders over to second, too. Pretty good side for Lotus.
Brings up Amani Jones, 2 for 5 with a 2-run homer back in the 6th. It's been 5 homers for the Otters, 4 of them between the 6th, 7th, and 8th. The one that was prior was a grand slam in the 4th. First pitch in there for a strike, 89 dots up the outer half. 0-1. Misses downstairs. This isn't only evaluation here of Lotus. Does he still have it from Tommy John surgery? How does he recover after this game as well? Does he still feel good after throwing on the mound here in a professional game?
Right.
So there's two things to this outing that you're going to have to look at, 2 and 1. And hopefully it's a 1-2-3 frame and he feels great after, and Florence all of a sudden has another important piece of their pen. That one misses upstairs 3 and 1.
Is he serviceable enough? And then if he's serviceable, it feels good, it looks good. Then you start to ask, is he going to be a high leverage option?
3-1. That one runs inside. A 5-pitch walk to Amani Jones. 2-out runner aboard. That'll bring up Dennis Pierce, a home run his last time up. A 1-for-4 line with a hit by pitch. Y'all's trailing 10-7. They'll have Zade Richardson starting off the 9th inning, hoping to try and get to the closer for Evansville. That'll be number 27, Junior Serta. Hard-throwing righty. That one misses downstairs. One-0 misses outside. A little bit of inaccuracy right now from Lotus. Toby Hall going to come out and talk to him.
You know, it's your first time back in a long time. That first time you run into just a little bit of a wall could be the toughest part.
I think where Florence went a little wrong last season in using Lotus, giving him more than, just that one inning that he's used to. At Oklahoma, it was 17 appearances, 30 innings. That was 2 years ago.
The Sooners just won the national championship, College Baseball World Series.
Yeah, you're right. And pretty easily.
Yeah.
I asked Lotus, I was like, hey, you didn't really have to sweat during that last game. And he's like, no, it's kind of boring, actually. I then asked him if he was looking to recruit any of the Oklahoma guys over here. He said, well, hopefully some of them get picked up in the draft.
I was going to say, there's a few of them will be.
But if not, maybe.
Eli Willits' brother. Jackson Willits.
Yeah, maybe he can come over to Florence.
Well, he's going to be a first or second round pick.
Yeah.
But maybe he just really wants to play with another Sooner.
Maybe. Maybe Jet's just a big fan. Big friend.
Yeah.
It's the power of friendship have enough to bring him from Major League Baseball into independent baseball. 2-0. Misses outside. I'm sure Major League teams would love to see it, because then you only have to pay his Y'all's contract out.
That's true.
And not sign him to a multi-million-dollar signing bonus. 2-0. In there for a strike. It's a 3-1 count. Really dark clouds out in center field.
Yeah. I mean, and again, it's not that, maybe all you have to do is get through this ninth. No, we got 7 more innings to play after this.
3-1. This is inside. Back-to-back walks there from Lotus. First and second with 2 away for LJ Castillo. Jet Lotus honoring Carter Hines with his jersey, 22. Hines, the guy we lost for the season due to injury. The torn ACL for Carter Hines. Placed him on the 60-day IL. Off speed in there for a strike from Lotus. Lotus was acquired for Florence on a trade that sent Brian Fuentes to the Lexington Legends of the Atlantic League in the offseason. 0-1, swing and a miss. It was shortly after that start of that 2025 season, Will Karsten released from the Lexington Legends and brought over here to Florence to join his friend Jet with the Y'alls. Now both Lotus and Karsten coming back from injury, hoping to rejoin a Y'alls bullpen for some much-needed strength. There's a swing and a miss on a slider, and Jet Lotus picks up his first K. Here in the ninth, Florence trailing 3, heading to the bottom half. 3 outs to play with. Can they come back when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN? Bottom of the ninth at Thomas More Stadium. Do the Yalls have any magic in them? 10-7 they trail. Down 3 runs, it's Junior Serta. Closer for the Otters. In a save opportunity here, he's picked up 7 saves on the season with a 1-0 record. That one misses outside. 15 innings pitched. He's allowed just 5 runs, 5 walks, and 17 Ks, a 3 ERA, and a 10.2 K per 9. Serta, 5'11", a $190 out of the Dominican Republic. Ground ball left side fouled. 1-1 count to Richardson. Florence wishes they could do the 8th inning over again. Had the bases loaded, nobody out, only scratched across 1.
And they had the bases loaded with nobody out even after they scratched across that 1-2. So not scoring any runs, a line out double play.
It was also a time where Florence didn't do anything on their own. It was a hit by pitch that brought across that run.
Yep.
Of course, they got the guys on base on their own, but didn't produce the run on their own. And also
keep adding on to it. It was 2, 3, 4, 5 in the lineup too.
Yeah, also a spot where if you say bases loaded, nobody out, with Zeisler, Bobo, and Richardson due up, I would have said, sure, give me 10.
Yeah.
Florence ended up with none out of it. 1-2. Called, strike 3, bottom of the zone, dots up Richardson. That one did miss downstairs. Not a strike. Really bad call. Brings up Garrett Broussard. One away with the bases empty. Broussard, 3 for 4 line. All singles came in to score in the 4th. Broussard cranks one out towards center field. Ponder a little bit back, still going. Makes the grab in front of the warning track for out number 2. Right now it's actually a quick enough inning where Serta probably going to be active for game 2 as well.
Yeah, it's closer, you're kind of built up that way. You typically don't have some huge long routine to get warm. You're never going more than 1 inning, so you can usually get hot, cold pretty quickly. And if he gets Schoenfeld out or even just cut 1 more on and 1 out, should be good.
First pitch to Schoenfeld. Fastball catches the bottom of the zone, 94 miles per hour there.
Evansville did end up using a little bit more of their bullpen than we would have thought through the first 5 innings of this game, but still in pretty good shape. They'll have Almonte, Garcia, Valdez, and then Tomchak, who they just added. Those guys to follow Zenko.
All pretty short appearances as well. I mean, third of an inning, 2/3 of an inning, 1-1 in there for a strike. Meanwhile, Florence, everyone an inning plus.
The difference is Florence will have a starter going, and a real built-up starter going in game 2.
You'll see what you get from Bargo. Hopefully get back on track. Be great if he went all 7, like he did in Gateway. 1-2. Ground ball, slow roller, left side, fielded by the third baseman. Throw across the diamond. Can't be scooped up by Pierce. Let's give Schoenfeld the base hit. Using the wheels. Long run to field that one.
That's a tough one for Salvation to make.
Schoenfeld, run doesn't really matter. I don't expect him to steal. Florence chasing 3. Don't just need 1 right now. It's Dylan Baker with 2 outs. The Yalls trying to stay alive. First pitch to D. Banks, off speed, in there for a strike, top of the zone. That one did get in there fully on track, man. It looked high. Sun peeking out here a little bit. 0-1, check swing, misses inside on the off speed. Baker, a 2 for 4 line today, singled and scored in the 8th. He was the run that came in on the RBI hit by pitch. Started off what was a 3-hit rally there for Florence in the 8th to load the bases with nobody out. Then the RBI hit by pitch, they changed pitchers. Morrissey able to just face 2 and get out of it. Fastball misses inside and backs him off the plate at 93.
Starting to build a pretty good crowd. Game 2.
Here's the 2-1, runs inside and hits him. Right on the arm there for Dylan Baker. Wore it like a champ. Runners first and second. Tie and run coming to the plate, and Kyle Harbison.
It's a big spot for Harbison. I mean, all he could ask for is get the tying run at the plate. Comes with 2 outs. Harbison had a big home run last home game for Florence. Actually, it was in the series, not the last home game, but the last series against New Jersey.
Florence with some options to play with, too. Say Harbison gets on. You're going to pinch run him probably. He would be the tying run. That one's fouled away. All wishful thinking. You'd probably go to Brodell or Rushford and then immediately take them out of the game the next inning if you were able to come back. This is all way in advance. Unless Beetle really is that injured. 0-1. In there for a strike, bottom of the zone. Harbison down 0-2.
Throw Hank behind the plate.
Could do that. You have Zaid just cough up the DH.
Or Blomquist over to first, and Shaney to second, and Rushford to center.
0-2.
Ooh, that is a tough take.
Upstairs, no good. 1-2. 95 there. I mean, just painted by Serta. First and second, 2 away. Y'all's trailing 10-7. 1-2. Lays off the fastball outside. 2-2.
Another one. Looks like that was pretty close to the zone.
Serta working from the stretch. Middle of the rubber. Kick. 2-2 pitch. Off speed. Check swing. Doesn't go around. Misses downstairs. A full count. Serta danced all around the zone there with 2 strikes. Now it's a full count to Kyle Harbison. 2 hits already today. Can he get a third? Or can he just get on base? Payoff. Runs away outside, and Harbison works a walk after starting down 2 strikes. Bases loaded for the top of the order in Jackson Tucker.
Tucker likes his heroics. Yeah, what a great at-bat for Harbison. And, yeah, I guess we tell a lot from Beetle is if they're not – I mean, this is the game-tying run over at first base and your catcher at 2 outs.
Yeah.
That's the most classic pinch run situation. It doesn't look like Florence is going to do it. Toby's saying something.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like
there
he's
it is.
stopping play.
There it is. Brodell starting to move around. I'd say in the active lineup, Harbison's probably your slowest. And he might agree to that. Or you just don't see Harbison sprint a lot.
Yeah, Toby's telling umpires we're going to pinch run.
There it is. Marcus Brodell will head out to relieve Kyle Harbison here. The new pinch runner in for Florence. Marcus Brodell, and presuming if Florence is able to come back, all of this with 2 outs, then it would be Zach Beadle entering that ball game, and Brodell would just be in as the pinch runner. Right now, it's the winning run at the plate, and the last time Tucker was in front of these Florence fans, aside from yesterday, had a walk-off home run against the Jackals.
That he did.
Remember, he went up to that saying, let's go deep here.
He did. That was.
I wonder what's in his head now.
Heard many hitters say that.
Yeah.
I mean, all the interviews I've watched in my baseball career and my life watching baseball, I've heard a player saying that he went up to the plate trying to hit a home run.
Fastball in there for a strike. 0-1. This is outside a 1-1 count. Jackson Tucker hit his last time up. He's 1 for 5. Serta, 3 ERA entering, has not allowed a home run this season. Just 5 runs this season for Serta. 1-1 to Tucker. Misses outside. 2-1. Nobody warming up for Evansville. This is Serta's inning here.
I got their closer in.
Yeah. Again, this is with 2 outs. You had a single, a hit by pitch, and a walk to load the bases. Speed across the diamond. Florence needs 3. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Out in front of the off-speed, 2-2.
He's very out in front.
Yep.
Would not be surprised if he started to go back to it, although he loves his fastball.
2-strike approach for Jackson Tucker here. Deuces wild. Serta shaking off a few. Has his sign. 2 outs, bases loaded. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Serta escapes Florence. Drops game 1, 10-7.
Leave the bases loaded in both the 8th and 9th innings. But ultimately, you give up 10 runs, you're not going to win very many ball games. Shake it off. 1 more today. Still have a chance to win a series if you can even it up in this 7-game doubleheader.
Just a tough one. Tough one for the Y'alls there. The save will go to Serta. The win, I'm unsure. Yep, one where you just got to quickly adjust. I don't know if that game's going to be starting on time. It was a 6:36 start. We'll see if Florence can turn around that quickly. Either way, it's Margaritaville night up next. The Y'alls will return for game 2. Should be Casey Bargo on the mound for the Y'alls. Dylan Zenko for the Otters. Don't go anywhere. Florence Y'alls baseball coming up in probably about 45 minutes when we return on the Frontier League Network powered by HDN.